So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. Got a whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. This is my fused Zamasu 30K OTK. Basically, it's just a upgraded Shenron OTK deck, because we're using Shenron Units of Rescue for the OTK. One copy of the leader, 4 Android 17 Turning the Tide, 4 Almighty Duo over Zeno, 4 Obuni, 4 Gohan Baby's Minion, 4 Majin the Fire White Supreme Kai, 4 Vado Skillless, 4 Great Saiyaman Skillless, 4 Janemba Skillless, 4 Dimension Magic, 4 All Too Easy, 4 Majin Buu Dimensional Intervention, 4 Raditz Giant Force, 4 Gotenks Absolute Unison, 4 Super Saiyan 4 Goku Protector of the Earth, and 4 Shenron Unison of Rescue. So obviously, yes, we have 20 Unisons, because they're all good and they all serve their purposes, obviously. Shenron is our deck's main win con, but we do have Android 17 Turning the Tide as an alternative win con, as well as Obuni as an alternative win con. It's always good to have more than one way to go for game, right? Because typically it's not that hard to do damage in this game. The first 4 damage is the easiest, the next 2 requires a little effort, the last 2 tends to be the hardest. But we're always trying to find ways to get to deal the last 2 damage, or at least make the last 2 damage easier to do, because usually it's the hardest to do, so we'll try to make it easier, which is where Android 17 Turning Tide comes in. Obuni, with the going wide strategy of having 4 attackers, all you need is at least 2 of your attacks to go through, plus if you combine it with like your leader, maybe you have a Unison already in play, you have essentially 6 attack and you only need 2 of them to go through, right, for game. And with Shenron Unison, the goal is to try to get 4 or more 30k skillless battle cards, so we can try to go for game, because the 30k, so they're pretty tall, so it's a combination of going tall and going wide. Them being 30ks, that's tall, and the fact you're going to play multiples of them in a single turn allows you to go wide, which increases your chances of your attacks getting through, especially since each attack, 30k, attacks without comboing will require your opponent's 20 combo power to out combo each attack. So let's say you have 4 attacks, your opponent just so happens to have 4 super combos in the hands, they can at least stop 2 of the 4 attacks. Just with 4 super combos alone, they can stop 2 of the 4 attacks, but you only really need 2 to get through, right? So we have 12 skillless battle cards, so it mathematically would give us the chances of getting up to 8, because 8 skillless battle cards, much nicer number, especially if you get your opponent down to 4, and the best you can do is get them down to 4. Then you pull off the combo and finish them off with the 8 skillless battle cards, right? And I've done that a couple times. Play out 8 of them. So that's what we got, 12. And of course, I got 5k combo power, so that's helpful. We got Goku, Protector of Earth for board wipe, and the floodgate ability of his auto to make it hard for our opponent to attack us back on the clapback, so we can get to our next turn, especially if it's our kill turn for our Shenron OTK. Which, in order to play, you'll want to have at least 6 energy. So typically, turn 2, you want to play Majin the Fire E Supreme Kai. Turn 5, turn 4, you'll want to drop this, so that way you can get to turn 5. You should still have her in play, so her plus the 5 energy is 6, and you should be able to drop this for 6 on turn 5. So the soonest you can play this, card is turn 5. With 6 markers, and you want an extra copy of this to attach it so it can give it an extra marker, so it has 7 markers. Then do its -7 ability to bring back all your 30k skillless battle cards from the drop. With the Leader's Awaken ability, whenever you take damage, you mill 5 cards for each damage you take. Obviously, that's going to cause you to mill, right? You're milling 5 cards every time, so the ability to fill up your drop with a whole bunch of 30k skillless is highly likely. So that's what we're taking advantage of, the fact that you will end up with a lot of cards in the drop, preferably a lot of 30k skillless, so you can bring them all back with Shenron units of rescue. So when you mulligan, obviously you want to, keep 1 or 2 copies of this card. If you only have 1 copy, you're going to need to pay 7, so you're going to have to wait until turn 6. Unless you can set it up where turn 2 you drop a Mudge in the Fire, with Supreme card, right, and then turn 3 you drop another one. That way, you can still, on turn 5, drop a Shenron Units of Rescue. As long as these girls are still in play, right? So there's that. Of course, being able to play this as soon as turn 5 or 6. No, 6. Roughly. Oh, you could do it 5. Yeah, because if you do her on turn 2, her on turn 3, on turn 5 you can enter 17 turn at a time, so there's that. You could do a Boonie as soon as turn 3, because Mudge in the Fire on turn 2, and then turn 3 you can drop a Boonie and start going wide on your opponent, deal a lot of damage. Get them ready for Android 17 turn tide, or for your skillless OTK strategy. And we have Majin Buu Dimensional Intervention for the fact that it has the +0 ability. Lets you play up to 1 blue skillless battle card from your drop area with an energy cost less than or equal to your current energy. So, since this is typically you'll play this as like turn 4 or higher, and bring back any of your 30k skillless battle cards with this effect. What's nice is that it costs 2 to play him, so you can just obviously play him just for 2 blue, and then bring back one of your 30k skillless battle cards, and still have energy available for other plays. He's a 15k body, so you can take advantage of that. He does have the ability of -2, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and return to the owner's hand. So that can come. So there's a bit of spot removal with that. So that definitely can come in handy against a problematic battle card. We got Raditz for defense, plus draw engine. We got Gotenks for the fact that he can -3, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of opponent's deck. She has the ability to bottom deck any problematic battle cards. Plus, he has the -2 ability where you can draw 2 cards, so very useful against hand destruction. He needs 20k dual attack, so you can take advantage of that. Attack with it, restand it, and use it to block, so it's a sword and shield. Same for this. This has the active main where you draw a card, then switch it to active mode at the end of your turn, so you can attack with it. Use this active main to draw a card, and then at the end of your turn, switch it back to active mode. And it can block twice because it has an auto that after you block with it, it can restand, so you can block with it again. So, and then we got Dimension Magic to negate an attack and untap 2 energy. If you have 5 or more cards in your drop, you can take a card from your life, add it to your hand in order to play this for free. All too easy. Let's negate an attack. You can play this card even from your drop area. You just have to warp a blue card from your hand when you play it from your drop, and it can bounce a battle card with energy cost 1 to your owner's hand, which can come in handy in certain situations. Not much to say here. Of course, Goku has the -2 ability. Choose all your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and return to the owner's hand. So there's some board wiping there. Almighty Zeno, same thing. Auto, when you play this card, choose all of your battle cards, including himself, right? Return to the owner's deck. Shuffle your, then both players shuffle their decks. So this is a way to clear a board. So we have 8 ways of clearing the board. Technically 12 count absolute unison both tanks. And oh yeah, we have the floodgate negate of Gohan. It counterattacks, negate the attack, play this card. He has Servant, so he'll get an extra 10k, so 25k body that you can take advantage of. And auto, when this card is played, your opponent can't attack for the turn unless they choose one card from their hand and place it at the bottom of their deck. So that's our little floodgate negate. Mudge on the Fire, is for the purpose of ramping, so that's what she's there for, to help us play, some of our key cards, one turn earlier. And when you're playing with the leader, you're not using its active main unless you're like at 3. Sometimes I do that. I'm at 3 life and I want to, awaken and use my leader's draw, attack draw ability. Plus also awakening, I get to draw 2 cards. So I'll trigger his active main when I have 3 life. So I could, crit a life, draw a card because I sent a blue card from my life to the draw. So I draw a card, awaken, draw 2 more cards, right? And then when I swing with the leader, draw another card. So it's a way of getting 4 cards to my hand in a single turn. So that's the rare times that I use the active main, is to it's just basically just to set up that drawing 4 cards in a single turn play, especially after like some hand destruction. It'd definitely be a good idea to do that, to self-awakening and replenish your hands, get back in the game, right? And just start making some plays like Raditz, for example, and then get Raditz to draw you another card, or Gold Tanks draw you 2 cards, and just go from there, replenish your hand, and just get back in the game. So little pro tip right there. And that's the end of the video.